We are calling this meeting to order. So, all right, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I'm going to read the land acknowledgement. The Pima County Public Library acknowledges the sovereignty of Native nations and acknowledges the 22 federally recognized indigenous tribes of the state of Arizona and those who inhabit Pima County. We honor the vast and often unrecognized contributions and sacrifices of indigenous people and are conscious of the ongoing experience of inequality and political invisibility. In partnership with Native nations, PCPL advocates for full access to its educational, informational, and recreational resources. Is there anybody here who wants to speak at call to the audience? And maybe, let's see, do we have a motion to accept the minutes from May 7th?
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that motion passes. I think maybe we should do introductions, and we'll start back here along the wall.
Hello, Rod Lane. I'm the director of Pima County's Project Design and Construction Department.
I'm Marty Clell. I'm Deputy Director of Pima County's Project Design and Construction Department.
I'm the Executive Director for the Pima Library Foundation.
Renee Bibby, Library Service Manager for Marketing Communications. Josephine Marquero, Communications Manager Spanish with CS.
Maybe Catherine.
Oh, okay. I'm Catherine Thompson. I'm representing District 1.
Ana Sanchez, representing District 5. Paulina Dijak, Library Services Manager with other duties as assigned.
Laura Lopez, the Secretary.
Devin Robles, System Administrator, Library Technology.
Lisa Centeno, the Director of Finance and Facilities.
Tasmere County Librarian. It looks like Mariana is also a job.
John Halliday, District 1.
Mary Ann O'Neill, District 2.
I'm Julie Elvick. I am the Community Liaison and Constituent Services Coordinator for Supervisor Kano, District 5.
I'm Johnny Birkenbein, Blind Space Architects.
Emily Steris with Lion Space.
Louis Tom with Lion Space.
Christian Holmes. I'm a summer youth intern in King County Youth Program.
Welcome, everybody. All right, do any of the board members want to report on current events or visits they've made? Anybody have anything?
I had one quick thing. With summer coming along, it's a great time for parents and grandparents and caregivers to work with kids, to help them improve their reading. And so along those lines, I went to the library guys and picked up a Zip Zap Read decodable kit. So anyway, and so if you haven't seen them, they come in a handy plastic container. And the one I had 8 books, and they're designed, I think, mostly for ages 4 through 5, but depends on the kid. But anyway, so I took it home. I was very impressed with it, and it's a whole series. So I think there's like 6 or 8 kits that you can check out. But anyway, just with summertime coming along, if you know of anybody who has a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old who's just beginning to read, the Zip Zap Read program is, I think, very good. So I recommend it.
All right, anybody online have any events they covered? All right. Friends, I know we have, you want to?
The friends can go first.
Oh, all right. Is Penny on the call?
Melanie Morgan is on
Melanie
the call.
Morgan. Oh, great.
Penny is actually out of the country right now, and so we do have our sale dates coming up. I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned those today. Our member sale is June 13th and 14th, which is a Saturday and Sunday, and then our community sale, which anyone can come to regardless of whether they are a member of the Friends, starts Friday, June 19th, and the final day is Monday, June 22nd, which is Bag Day, which is super popular with everyone. And that's all I have. Anyway, thank you for welcoming me today.
Great. Nice to see you. Hi, do you have anything?
Sure, I always have something.
Okay.
So we're getting ready to wrap up our fiscal year, and it's the end of June. I do know at this point we are ahead in fundraising from last year. We still have a couple weeks left, and we still have some money coming in from our spring appeal, so we'll see where we land, but we at least know we're ahead from last year. By the next time I'm here to talk with you, I do believe the foundation is going to have a new logo. And we're very excited about that. Our marketing development committee has spent a lot of time. It's been a slow, intentional process. So I believe we'll have that approved later this month. With that is going to come an overhaul of our website, which is much needed. I should be able to talk about the programs we're going to support next fiscal year and events that we are planning for next year as well.
Great. I know your board has been meeting and visioning, your board has been meeting and visioning and doing a lot of work.
It's a wonderful board and wonderful committees, and the committees especially, they do really great work. We've got this one guy I call my AI Jedi Master, because he can find anything for us, and it's a great group.
Well, thanks. Thanks for being here. All right. New business. Nomination and election of officers.
I'd like to make a nomination, if that's okay. I'd like to nominate Ana Sanchez for chair and Cam Suarez for vice chair.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Great, thank you. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Congratulations, Anna. Let's see. Oh, and we should talk about summer. I know I'm not going to be able to attend in August, but usually I think the board skips the July meeting, so I don't know, would that be the preference to skip July? Catherine, do you have a preference?
Prefer to skip July, yes.
Okay. And Mariana, are you following this?
I am.
Okay, is there a preference that you have for July?
Well, I know a lot of people have July 3rd off, so it might make sense I think a lot of people might be out of town for July 2nd, so I think it makes sense, and I will make the motion to cancel the July 2nd meeting.
I'll second that.
All right, those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, there will not be a July meeting. So on in August. All right, thank you. Just now, Downtown Library Project overview with Martin and Tess.
And also our representatives from
Yes.
Blind in Space, who you were just introduced to. We wanted to take a few moments during this meeting to provide an overview of the new downtown library, Jill D. Valdez Downtown Library Project. And we thought that it would be helpful to invite the architects here to provide some information for you. Marty is also sort of the person that the library probably interfaces with, although Manny is actually the project manager from project design and construction with the county, and he's not with us tonight. And I'm sorry, Manny's last name is Rojas, is that?
Yes, Rojo.
So he's
Rojo.
the, Rojo, so he is the actual project manager with the county, and then we have our representatives with Line and Space here. So with that,
All right.
yeah, take it away.
Thank you. Oh, I think I'll stand in the back, so I'll stand in front of the screen. But yeah, thank you for having us. Last time we presented was March of 25. We kind of I looked at the PowerPoint and the presentation. We gave a brief overview of the project process, just so you had the board had an understanding of how the project will flow. Just because it gets approved, it's not magically done in a short period of time. There's a lot of work planning and work that goes into it. So I thought I'd give a brief update on that. So I have a short presentation here. So I'm just going to go over kind of project development and progress to date. And I'm going to talk a little bit about architectural programming, kind of what we started so far. And then from there, I'm going to turn over to Line and Space to give a brief presentation of who they are and what work they've done with the county previously. So going to the next one. So I showed in the last presentation just a brief overview of a project process. So there's planning that starts ahead of time. That's what we were doing over the last couple of years. And then we have quite a long procurement phase actually to hire our design consultant, and then we've also hired a construction manager at risk. Some people ask, why do we have a contractor on board already? Part of our more modern contemporary project delivery is to do what's called construction manager at risk, where you create a partnership with the design consultant and the contractor, and they become a team with the Pima County and of course the library to use each other's strengths and skills to kind of move the project along together in a collective manner, very collaborative manner. So we hired Line and Space. That contract went to the board, I believe, right around April, end of March, April, and then Suns went there, I think, at the end of April, sometime in May. And so we have both on board, and we've been meeting for about the last month and a half. As you can see from that status mark, we are early in the design phase, and so we're just getting started. And the first step in design phase is to really understand the project, really understand the library, what the needs are, really learn the what, the how, and the why. And so if you go to the next slide, I'll just give you an overview. So we started with internal meetings, then we went to staff engagement meetings. We've had, I think, 8 meetings over the last 2 weeks, and we have a handful more planned. These are photos from the meetings over the last 2 weeks. So meeting with the different teams and units within the library system. We've done tours. We will continue this. We'll be going field verifying not only the Wells Fargo building, but also the existing building to really understand how they work and what their needs are, what they're storing, what their workspaces, observing a lot. So as we're walking through, we're seeing the public in the spaces as well. And the other big piece of that is we're a little bit, not behind on that, but it's trailing behind the staff engagement is the public outreach piece. So if you want to go to the next one. And so what does this involve? This is a very important process to understand what the public's needs are with this facility, how they're using it, what their comments are. And so we plan at this point is 2 open house workshops. And so we will, we'll set up in the library and we'll be available to answer questions. We'll be asking questions. We'll have several interactives for them. We're also going to put surveys out there for them. So we'll have both digital and printed surveys. So people can do those. Some people are more comfortable. I think what we learned is everybody's a little different on how they want to share information about themselves. And some are very comfortable coming in and just saying it and speaking with the group. Others want to be really discreet and just fill a card and drop it in a box. So we're going to be working on getting that set up in the next couple of weeks, and we'll put those throughout the library for people to provide. And then we're also looking at doing outreach to some of the library partners, some of the other county partners, downtown Tucson partnership. I think we've identified at least 2 schools. There's 2 schools downtown, City High, and then the middle school, what's the name? Escapes me.
Paul Fear.
I'm not sure. Yeah, any we can identify, we will. But we kind of hit a point where we're just coming into summer, so kind of bad timing. So we're going to wait until probably September when they come back in session and try to engage with the schools to get. We know a lot of kids are coming here after school, or some are homeschool. Maybe another source could be reaching out to a homeschool group or something like that. So these are some examples of the surveys I thought I'd show you. We provided these are from Mission Library. I want to say we got about close to 50 of the written ones. And the digital survey was from Sahuarita. We had hundreds, almost 1,000 responses on those. So they're great tools and resources to get that feedback. I think that's the end of mine. I was gonna turn it over to Henry Tom Lions Space to talk to you about, and then of course we can answer questions at the end here as well.
You have a presentation? Yeah. So we're Land and Space. We're a local architecture firm that was founded in 1978. And we've been working with Pima County on libraries for over 10 years now. And we're extremely grateful that we've had the opportunity to work on 4 libraries for you guys. And now the 5th one, which is the Joel Valdez Downtown Library relocation. So we feel we're grateful and we're fortunate that we're able to work with an incredible group like the Pima County Library and Pima County Facilities. Like Marty was saying, that we do a lot of investigation. Our libraries are designed and driven by a program that we write, that all the information that we gather and all the surveys and talking to people, that all goes into a document that will eventually be the book that tells us what direction we're going to head with the library. And that includes goals, objectives, spaces, square footage, everything that gets reviewed and approved, and that is our guide for design. So you'll see here, this is Martha Cooper. During that time, we did all of our investigation by Zoom, and then eventually we were able to have a public meeting to present the concepts and design to the neighborhood. So this is the before shot on the upper left, and then the lower one, and then the one on the right are 2 shots, photos of the actual library after the remodel and additions. So we pretty much added the addition to the west. We kept the major part of it, which was here, and we just did a lot of cleaning up, remodeling, repainting, making sure the glass was all sealed because it was leaking a little bit, and then the new portions of the library came out to the west. We pretty much doubled the square footage. The Richard Elias Mission Library, again, program driven, lots of meetings with the library staff and also with the public. You'll see up in the upper left is the before photo, and then the photo on the lower and on the right are shots just taken of the remodel, and I think it's been open for several weeks now.
A month today.
Huh?
A month today.
A month today. One of our staff persons were out at the library today, and he said there was a really nice crowd today. So I think we're getting some really good feedback regarding that, and yeah, it seems to be very successful. And that's the front entry to the library. I don't know if you guys are aware, but there was a masonry arch that led you into the library, and we decided to keep that but move it into the inside so that we can get this lobby that was a lot more inviting. So you come through the doors and you walk through that arch, and there's a lot of connection and history to that arch. So trying to tie that and not forget about that. And that's it.
Questions on overall, or?
I have a question. First of all, I just want to say I'm really impressed with the work you all have done for the library. Done a lot of nice projects. And I was to that library a few weeks ago, and that was very interesting. There. And I like the way you go about planning, getting staff and public input. The only question I had is on the Wells Fargo building, you're repurposing a bank. And I know that's been done elsewhere in the country, libraries, or banks have been turned into libraries. You probably don't have any experience with that yet, I assume, turning a bank into something else.
Not turning a bank into a library, but we have a lot of experience turning other types of structures.
So, yeah, and I don't know anything about repurposing banks, but I assume they have faults and all those kinds of things which present challenges. So I guess my only suggestion is, I guess it's not a question, my only suggestion would be if you might want to check with some libraries that are in historic bank buildings and see what kind of issues they confront.
Yeah. So other, if I can answer, just add to your comment, other than the vault, once you strip everything out of that space, it's an ordinary building.
Just a big open space.
Yeah, just open space. So, and I think we're planning on doing that because we don't want teller counters as in our library.
Right.
So we're going to redo all of that. And so, yeah, it's a building has good bones. And it's going to be a challenge, but it's going to be a nice addition to the portfolio of libraries that you guys have.
Yeah, so my only suggestion is you might want to give a call or visit a library that was a bank at one point. I know Kansas City, Missouri, for example, is one, but there are probably others.
Well, I've been to the
Downtown.
You have the main library?
I've been to the main library in Kansas City.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You might want to call them and see what they did with their vaults.
That was my question is, did the vault stay or did it go? I mean, could be,
It's
fun
really
for
hard to get
the
them out.
team.
I'm pretty sure.
Did they show?
Just
Did they
don't
use
use the
their
door.
I don't know. John, you know what's interesting is they have all the safety deposit boxes still in there. And we're trying to figure out what we can do with those and maybe
Yeah.
incorporate that into the design of the library. Cool. So,
Yeah.
seed bank or something.
Okay.
Mariana, did you have any questions?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the presentation, and for like continuing this conversation. I know some of us, maybe I'll just speak for myself. I'm a little bit gun shy about like, no, I'm not shy. I'm just really concerned that the community engagement part be as like thorough and transparent and accessible as possible. Can we take it off of screen share? Because now yeah, thank you. So could we hear more about like what is the timeline for like how long the community will have to engage? And I'm sure you've already thought about like how to publicize it and how to reach out to the neighborhood associations, but will there be a way that the library advisory board can get more details about it so that when asked, we'll have the information to give people?
Yeah, I think we'd be happy to, once we have dates and times and specific events for you to potentially share with people, we will let you know, and we can also follow up and share with you who we've been outreaching to. I think sort of going back to the comment that Marty made about the schools in particular and needing to be sensitive to that schedule, the fact that some of them are not going to be available. I actually had already reached out to the neighborhood association or the residents association, of course, which is different from the downtown Tucson Association, and the leader of the residents association also said that some people are not going to be here for a little while, so we'll need to extend the window and make sure that we have time to get that feedback, and that we're able to respond to it. So I think that we should be able to provide that information to you so that you have a sense of the work in progress and what we're planning to do.
Great, thank you.
And just to be clear, is Lyman Space in charge of the outreach, or is the county, or is it the library? I mean, like,
We've been collaborating,
Yeah.
so Line and Space will definitely play a leadership role in terms of the open houses. And we do have a couple of tentative dates that we're working on confirming for the open houses. So we'll follow up with you and share those with you as soon as we've established them. And they're toward the end of June. And those are meetings that are going to take place. One of them we're hoping to do in the actual new building in the evening, and then one of them will be in the current library to make sure that we're reaching users. This is in addition to actual just conversations with all of these other groups. We're also looking to potentially schedule a third open house as well. So in terms of engaging with the public, soliciting feedback, I think it's really important for the architects to hear directly from people. And I know that you have an approach that you use, but I think that staff and the public are also really invested in this project. So we're working very collaboratively to make sure that we reach everybody, because I think it's a value to everybody at this point.
So the meetings that we've had with staff have been incredible in terms of information sharing. They understand what they want.
yeah, I think you know the staff at this point.
Yeah, so, but they've been very, very helpful.
Yeah.
And in sharing information, so that's great.
Well, if getting the student input is a September function, maybe one of the open houses is a September function, because doing 2 in June seems a little hasty.
Yeah, these processes are always a little dynamic too. We have to adapt them to each project, and we really lean heavily into the library. They know the patrons the best. They're working with them daily throughout the year. We come in, we learn throughout the process. So yes, it's kind of we've been meeting weekly. We have a call every week where the library, Line Space, and our department meets, and we talk about, okay, what do we need to get scheduled? What's next? And we pushed heavily on the staff stuff because it's such a strong programmatic function. They need a certain amount of space, and then we're lagging a little bit on the public engagement. That's going to be pushing pretty hard through the summer, and we can extend it as needed. It won't really hold things up, but we want. And I would also say it'll continue throughout the project. So as we get feedback and we start to have designs that we're comfortable sharing with the public, then we'll. I think one of those meetings that Martha Cooper was actually sharing the design with the public and getting comments and feedback from them. We even talked about extending out all the way potentially into construction, taking maybe advisory board or some staff members through to see progress. Or if not, that doesn't really work out, maybe a photo, we could share updates and photos the whole way. So this continues through the project.
In my experience in remodeling a library in the county I used to live in, we had 6 months or roughly of community engagement, and I'm concerned that if we just limit it to what's going to happen between now and the end of June, we've got a lot of things going on in this country with the 250th and travel and family events, and I don't think people are going to be focusing as much on this library as they probably should. So how much further can we extend it? And I know we do want to get the schools involved, so maybe we push it into September, but I think there's going to be multiple needs of social engagement and.
Yeah, I hope I didn't misspeak. I know the end of June is not the end of the public engagement. It's actually kind of more like the start,
Yeah.
We're going to try to get the surveys out a little bit before that and just get those put out to the library. They're a little more informal, but we've identified the first couple of workshop sessions with the public at the end of June, but they will continue through the summer.
I don't want to speak beyond my subject matter expertise as well, but my understanding is that there's some stages to the project that can begin that are sort of functional and would happen regardless, sort of like the abatement process. It might help to speak a little bit about that, if like those types of more practical things that would happen beyond.
Yeah, so I spoke a little about having a contractor on board early, and we worked with Sun Construction on multiple projects successfully. They're a really good general contractor, and There's things we can do ahead of time, so there are some asbestos and lead paint. There is asbestos and lead paint in the building, we can get in there ahead of time and remove that. We could potentially do some preliminary demolition during that. We could order any equipment that has really long manufacturing times to get those queued up to come in later to try to keep construction from extending later. So while I showed a linear bar on that schedule, it's really not that. I just try to simplify it. It's a dynamic schedule. There's things that we're overlapping tasks, and the community engagement, overlaps with the design phase as well. It's not a hard stop.
There's no dates on your, bar there, but I mean, do you have some concept as to what the purple bar, what timeline that, is that 18 months or?
Yeah, so we have about 12 months of design, and then we had about 12 to 18 months of construction. So overall from here, we're projecting about 3 years out from now to be complete.
And you have already done all the diligence about the condition of the building and the mechanical, no?
No, we did some preliminary when we acquired the building, but our consultant has a full. So underneath Lion Space, they have a structural engineer, civil engineer, mechanical, electrical. They have
That's good.
acoustical. They've got the high tech, the technology consultant. They have a whole. Did I get them all?
Yeah, we have a whole team. So aside from the programming with the staff that we've been meeting with, we've had another team that's been at the library almost for a week, just doing all the as-built drawings, measuring and getting all of the base drawings.
Have they already been able to assess the condition of some of the existing systems?
No, that's going to happen next week.
Week after.
Week after.
So how do you have a budget for this at this point?
It's an estimated budget based on what we knew at the time. I'll say that. So we will work as hard as we can to meet that goal. It's $26 million.
Is there any HVAC remodeling need to be done in this
Oh,
case?
yeah, it needs to be
And
mostly
that can
replaced.
be quite expensive.
Can be, yes.
Is it the whole unit needs to be replaced? And
We'll be evaluating that. I mean, there's the units, it's a working system right now. How it adapts to the new design will be the challenge. Is adaptable now. Most of it's probably going to be replaced.
What did it cost to remodel Mission?
$10 million. The whole project. Yeah.
Any other board questions? I have just how do you introduce light into the building?
Cut holes. You start chopping the building up. Start introducing light by creating apertures that sun through. So we'll be looking at that, and that's very important to the work that we do as a philosophy of our firm, and it's very important to the staff in terms of well-being and being able to connect to the place they're in. And we all know that natural light is very important for the well-being of all of us. So we don't want to go to work in the dark and leave in the dark. We want to experience the entire day. So.
Do you have a historic preservationist on your staff, or you be working with somebody in the city or the county?
We have a historic preservation specialist on our team, and his name is Bill Otwell Prescott.
Doesn't the construction company also have?
Yes, they do. I know Sun renovated Old Main on U of A campus. I don't know any others they've done, but that's one that sticks out to me. They just completed the Social Security House at the TCC. They just finished that right around the gem show, I think. Opened it up.
And the county has a historic preservation officer.
Yeah, the Conservation and Land Resources Department within it has a small team that does preservation, archaeology, that kind of stuff. So they tend to act as an advisor to and a liaison to the state if we need it, or the Historic Commission.
Just to let you know, the interior of the building has been gutted many times.
Yeah.
So really, the only historic part is that front part, as you see.
Just the facade?
Yeah, because all the inside has been changed over many times.
The cutting of the holes was kind of what I was addressing, is strategically cutting holes.
Yeah, and walls,
Roof's not historic.
so.
There is
Well,
no-
Yeah, it's been.
Nobody looks at, right?
No, it's important to get natural light.
We've even talked that,
Oh, absolutely.
the east side and along the alley, is it a contributing factor to, a lot of the downtown historic contributing buildings are based on their use or their aesthetic, right? And so is the alley considered historic? The opportunity to try to open up, already has kind of looks like a cheap door somebody put in there one point with glass in it, but it could be, so that's why we have the consultants explore those options and figure it out.
And what mechanism would there be when the, 25 million is expended? How can that be improved, that budget?
That's a decision the library would make. What our role is to design to that budget and provide options for the county leadership and the library to make decisions off of.
On that aspect, we normally will have, when the project starts rolling out, we will have forecast meetings, on the project, where we at, where we then see what the process is, and you see that, like you said, we did continue something, there was some talking about that, this conversation at that point. But we normally will be on top of that. We're not there to get to it and catch them by surprise.
We'll be having estimates at each of the phases of the design, and that we'll have some construction do an estimate, and we also have an outside estimate. And we'll do an estimate, and we'll compare and see how they match up and how we can reconcile that number.
Other questions?
How, your conversations with staff so far, what is the mood? Are they excited about the move? Do they think the facility will be adequate or, provide opportunities for them?
The thing that we're finding out right now is the space they're in is really inadequate for their functions. There's not enough storage. They're storing stuff underneath their desk. They're storing stuff on top of their desk. So what we're going to try to do is address those as well as to make it more efficient. I don't know if you know the function of the library, but we have stuff moving up to the 4th floor and then moving back down. And that really doesn't make sense to us to do that when you're running pallets in the elevator and upstairs, pushing it through the hallway and then trying to get it to a spot. And that's the process that's happened over time and how the library has changed in terms of how they function. And they're given that space. So they're making good with that, but we're going to try to make it more efficient for them and more convenient for them to gather and prepare materials for all the programs.
Another theme that has come up is just the need for ways for people to connect informally. So meeting space is at a premium, and there are only a few more formal meeting spaces that really accommodate larger groups. And in a lot of the meetings I've heard that come up is just if someone needs to have a conversation with someone in private, trying to have more flexible options around that would be helpful.
Staff has been really great.
I think it took a couple of years even to plan this building, and obviously, they missed a lot of that. So that's why we're concerned about trying to do it any more quickly.
Well, part of it with this library is that it's 20, 30 years old. No, it's
36
years old. So the library system has evolved and the building has.
Exactly.
So it probably worked great the first day. And then as we moved into it, things changed and, the different units move around.
Yeah,
and
there's been a lot of that.
yeah. So things become less efficient as you start doing that. But that's due to need. So hopefully.
How many elevators in the Wells Fargo, like public and
There's one
staff?
public and one in the back right now, which is like a a semi freight elevator, but it's,
What does it cost to put in a new freight elevator, like double capacity?
I wouldn't want to quote a number, I'd be
Well,
wrong.
at least the,
Not, elevators run about a couple $100,000 and another $50,000 per floor,
yes,
yeah.
plus the shaft, the power,
they're pretty expensive.
they're expensive.
We're
That's what we
gonna try
need.
to keep the elevator we have now, the public one, because it's got some historic.
There's one,
The one that they have now, there's one for the public. So we're gonna try to keep that and make that work. And that we know we're gonna have to add maybe one or two.
What kind of work are any of you going to be working specifically on the children's area to make it engaging and inviting and educational? What kind of special attention will be paid to that area?
Well, we anticipate that children's gonna have its own area. They're gonna have its multi-use area for them to do programs in. The space itself for the books and activities will be dedicated for children specifically. And, you know, we'll have the library zoned in different areas for children, for teens, for adults. And we're also talking about the tweens, which is that age group between when you're 6 years old and 13 that people forget about. You don't want them with the little kids, and they also don't want, the big kids don't want them either, so they get forgotten about. So we're gonna try to address that.
Do you have a maker space planned
Yes.
extensively? That's one thing that's very engaging for the tweens. And also in Matson, Alabama, they have their story time room is enclosed. Now, I'm stepping into a library staff situation
Oh,
here,
we love it.
but the story time room is enclosed, so the parents feel more comfortable. The sound is less, floating throughout the whole space. And because it can get loud and they're singing and dancing, and so that was a really nice feature.
Have you been to Martha Cooper or?
I haven't yet, but I did see the presentation that she did last month, and I'm very excited to go there. It's absolutely beautiful. The light and the architecture is wonderful.
Sarita as well?
I've been to that. That's a long way.
We have dedicated
Okay, good.
children's areas and we have dedicated story time spaces.
For me, that's the most important. I mean, you do, adults can get by with a lot, but the children, you need to bring the children.
Well, and that's your clientele right from the beginning. So you develop the kids and they love the library and they become lifetime users.
Have you ever been to the Camarillo Library in California?
No.
If you ever get out there, it's the talk of the state, their children's area. Or at least just go online.
Can we go, Maria?
Not in the county then. When you're going to Carlsbad.
It's a little distance from Denver.
Okay.
No, the children's areas are really important.
One nice thing we've done in the children's area too is we've tried to integrate, you go to those libraries, you'll see that some really cool colored lights in them, so you can do different effects. Also, good AV technology integrated, and then they usually have a storage room next to them where they can have a counter, refrigerator, prep space, because a lot of times they're doing after-school snack programs there, so they have it kind of contained in that area.
Camarillo has a ship.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, this is like a fantasy land for children. It's very special. The pillars are trees and.
So when you go to Sarita or Mission or Martha Cooper, we also have seating there for adults as well. So the parents, grandparents can sit on the perimeter and their kids can be down on the floor for story time. So.
I'm just interested so far about what do you think of this project? I mean, is this, does it present, what kind of challenges does it present, in your opinion?
Well, every project for us is a challenge, big or small. They're important to us, and I think they're important to the and especially libraries. And this library will have a lot of eyes on it. It's a hot topic, right? So there's going to be a lot of discussions. There are going to be a lot of say, criticisms of what we do, and we're gonna have to try to make sure that we address those and do a good job. And I don't think we're gonna make everybody happy. We're gonna try to make a lot of people happy. Yeah, it's a challenge for us. All the libraries are. But
Usually you're, you know, it's like suburbia. You're working with something in an island of parking and you have the room to put a lot of glass in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really characteristic. They're beautiful. And this is kind of the opposite.
yeah, it is. We're confined in a space, so that's the bigger challenge of it, is to, you're given, the parameters are given to you. But like I said, the programming part of it, the information we get, is so important to us because once we understand that program, the design comes very easy for us. Because you can't design something unless you really understand it. And if you understand it, then things will work themselves out. So we spend a lot of time interviewing, talking, and programming, which creating a document that says this is the playbook for how we move forward.
Mariana, did you have any other questions?
Nope, thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate the questions. That was great.
Thank you. I don't think Holly is here today.
No, but we have Justine. So Holly wasn't able to be with us, but Justine is in the equivalent position to Holly, but she also does Spanish language translation.
Okay.
She's new to the team. We started folding in her metrics into your reporting.
Yes.
And she collaborated with Holly to give you guys the report today.
So on Holly's behalf, we received a lovely letter of appreciation from a customer named Sun about her son Trent and his experience with the library beginning in 2008 when they relocated from South Korea. And over the years, Trent has taken English language classes, enjoyed story time and chess tournaments and the summer reading program. And most recently, Trent read a poem at the Golden Hour held at Richard Lee Mission Library.
Nice.
And speaking of Golden Hour, it received some great media coverage, including half-an-hour interview with staff member Lindsay Curley on KOLD News and Arizona Public Media, and a story in This Is Tucson as well. And then some things good to know, a summer reading has kicked off and it will run through July 31st. You can visit library.pima.gov/summer to find events, book lists, and a lot more. And this summer, PCPL has joined Tucson Spotlight and Tucson Tome Note to bring Tucson summer reading for adults. There are 2 ways to track what you read and multiple ways to win and celebrate. And if anybody needs any links to any of these, please feel free to reach out to us.
Right. And
Marisa's away. We'll fill in the gaps.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, when it gets to us.
Paulina.
Okay, so what's on the horizon, like tomorrow, is Maine will be receiving a vending machine with different resources for the public. This is in partnership with the health department. It's a pilot program, so they have a grant for it, but they're hoping that it's successful and we can get some permanent monies for it. But the vending machine is going to carry like a wide variety of things, including period products, Narcan, fentanyl test strips, wound care kits. We're thinking they're probably going to have like seasonal things, so for the summer electrolyte packets, sunscreen, lip balm, that sort of thing. And then also something that the community really asked for are socks. So the wrapping around the machine is beautiful. So if you have a chance to come and see it, they're dropping it off. They're installing it tomorrow, but staff still need to be trained. Health department staff still need to be trained. But they're the ones that are going to be replenishing supplies in there.
The cool things about the vending machines too is that they're adjustable. So depending on what the need is, we could get other things in there. Because sometimes we, there's also been a request for, oh my gosh, diapers, those sorts of things. Really, you know.
Is this only gonna be downtown?
It's a pilot, so yeah, I think the health department has a couple other areas, organizations or partners that they're trying to get these machines installed with to also try it out. But I think it's been a little bit of a challenge, so they're really excited to be able to have the machine here. We're putting it inside, so it will be available during the open hours.
Does it require money or
No.
digital or it's, okay, so.
Yeah, it's free to the public, yeah. It's to meet these like kind of bare necessities, or essential necessities.
So, well, like, say you run out of stuff, you call the health department or they'll just come at a certain time?
I think both, right? So yeah, it's really going to be maintained by them. So they are the ones responsible for it. And so they're supposed to be. Because I have a feeling it's going to be very popular. Yeah. So there's a need to need.
Is there space in it to put anything, like, you know, when the library has extra headphones or, you know, something
Yeah, I
for
mean,
children?
I
Maybe
think
we can move some merch
that's
out of those closets.
I know,
Before
that's
the
true.
move.
Yeah, before the move. That's a good point.
So it says 2018.
Yeah.
Get it out of there.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's it.
So how does that work? You just go up to the machine and you press a button or something? and-
Yeah, I would imagine, I'm not 100% sure, but they're gonna train us on it. We're gonna just kind of observe to have an idea of how it works, but yeah, something like that.
So where are you gonna put it?
On the first floor, I'm thinking, what is it, to the east, of the entrance, main entrance, right? Like where the computer area is. The wall. I'm all where the plug is. So it's exciting. I think it's a really good thing, so.
So when will that be?
Well, they're installing it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But the training is set for later on.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So big is it?
It's like a vending machine,
Really?
And they did a really good job with the colorful design. It's very attractive. It's cool.
Everybody's gonna want one.
Yeah. I know.
I'm just thinking they're gonna have to be restocking it quite frequent.
Yeah.
I don't think they understand just how often they'll have to do that, but
It'll be a good.
that's why it's a pilot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just speaks to the need too,
Oh,
right?
definitely.
So, I think, so I think that's what,
It'll be interesting.
we're curious too, so we'll keep you updated. I'll report back.
Anything else?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Financial, are we up to?
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh. Are we doing financials?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. As we touched base already, the question was asked last meeting that we had, what was the budget for the downtown remodeling? And Marty brought it up, it's $6 million, that's the budget amount that we have set. And like we spoke earlier, we'll be working with our architects, the construction, to make sure that we're staying budget. And we'll be meeting constantly, so we can say our financials are on the right direction. Also wanted to notify that our recommended budget has been approved by the board of supervisors. That happened last time they met. So right now the ceiling is set. Still figuring out a few things, but for the most part, our budget is pretty much set. Until they approve the adopted budget, I will let you know what happens. But it's supposed to be happening by the end of this month on that. And just to the expected amount for the expenditures that was approved was $63.4 million. For the revenue is $74.1 million that is projected to receive for fiscal year 27. Those are the amounts that I have.
Did they set the tax rate?
They did, but they still have to approve them. They approved the overall, but they can still go in and change it if they.
It does include a 2-cent increase on the secondary.
That's what yeah.
It's included, but.
Yeah, and a little tiny raise
The tiny raise, you mean?
for the staff.
Yeah.
There is a 3% increase that has been incorporated, but we just want to make sure that it is confirmed and adopted.
Yeah, yeah.
Before we affirm that that's happening.
And then I saw something about a childcare benefit. Do you know what that entails?
I don't know all the details of that, but I'll have that information for you next time.
It is a new benefit that's being introduced, but yeah, I think it would be a good idea for us to bring back more specifics for you.
A lot of parents.
What, and costs like for insurance, did that go up for staff or?
No, I think it's remaining the same if I'm not mistaken.
Good.
So,
Anything else in that report? In the financial area?
No.
Mary, the proposed pay raise is 3%.
I think it's just, yeah.
Okay. So it's not official yet, but it's.
It is not official yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate, John, you're bringing up the decoder kits. You did a great commercial for them earlier, and I think that's something, it's too bad that Renee left, because I know that team has worked really hard on that. In addition to Monique, our youth services leaders, is definitely here with us virtually. They put a lot of time and effort into that, so I just appreciate you calling that out, because I do think it's a really valuable resource. And a lot of times people think about, either analog books or screens, and this is sort of an interesting hybrid resource, which is really cool. And we think maybe a little bit more flexible and responsible in terms of helping kids learn to read at home or in different types of settings.
You did a really nice job on it. So, good work.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing that up. And just to follow up on summer reading, because we really got to emphasize that our summer reading is kicked off, I want to sort of share just a couple of things. Show and tell here. This is our adorable tracker for kids. So I'm just going to sort of pass these around maybe this way. So you can see that we have a sort of dinosaur earth science theme going on. We've got a lot of STEM programs. And I also just want to, I know that we mentioned it in a different meeting, but I really want to give credit to our adult services team for launching adult summer reading as well. This is your book tracker, but I'm not going to complete one of these because I'll be too embarrassed. There's not enough books on it with all the librarians I work with.
They should have made the lines bigger. When I was looking online, I thought, oh, is this the adult reading? Like we're gonna write in the titles?
No.
But I think this year's is fantastic. It's really.
I have to say that, one of the things that, well, I'm glad that Monique has turned on her camera. This is our leader, our fearless leader.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've really been trying to do as we've built back our staffing level in both public services and also our support services is make this a more participatory process with all of our staff and make sure that we have a staff committee that's coming up with ideas for how to develop and promote the program. And I know that it's been a labor of love, but I really appreciate Monique and all of her staff because they've worked really hard. They also identified an awesome sponsor, like we're giving away certificates for free pizza, right? And which is not nothing. I think that's super important for so many people to be able to have that opportunity. So I just want to acknowledge and thank you for your hard work, Monique. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add. You can come back to us later and report on how it went.
I can definitely do that. You might hear a little video game in the back because I have my daughter with me too, but thank you for everybody's support. It really is a team effort.
Very nice.
Talking about resources, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Have we ever used, or is anybody familiar with the Playaway resources? They probably have aged out and have been replaced with Libby audiobooks.
Do you mean for adults?
Yeah, yes, I think they're mostly for adults. They were MP3 players and they were charged and they were one book on them, but we don't have those anymore.
I don't think we do. I'm not sure if the Talking Book and Braille library still does, because they do tend to have more formats than we do. We're definitely seeing, as you said, more people are starting to use the download audiobooks. There's a small percentage of folks that are still using the audiobooks on CDs. But I appreciate your mentioning this, because I think a lot of people, when they think about reading, they don't think about audiobooks. But I think that audiobooks is a way that a lot of us actually are reading, right? Or hearing books. So I appreciate your mentioning that.
There's a lot of effort that goes into dramatizing those. I really appreciate hearing sometimes a famous actor.
They do a great job. Some of them do. I just want to also riff on what Jocelyn said a little bit about the golden hour. The really fun thing, well, a lot of stuff is great about this poetry reading competition, but there is going to be a culminating event. And it's going to be on June 28th at the Fox Theater, which I think is the first time we've done this.
Yeah.
And I will be there crying.
Oh.
Just like I was at the Tucson Festival of Books at the debut event. It was so beautiful. I just,
Is it at the golden hour? Is it 4:30?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
No,
That's
it's at
great.
5. It's at 5.
Yeah.
So I'll send a reminder, but I think
Really,
it's going to be really cool.
really hit a nerve, That's really been great.
I think that, anytime we're able to sort of identify a gap or a way that we can provide a venue for youth to find their voice. And one of the things that struck me as I was watching this is just, it's so impressive. I mean, it's like I was blown away by some of the stuff I heard. On a really different note, I also just want to acknowledge a couple of our librarians that work here at Maine, Charlie and Marnie, and I think that they were working with a group of people, but they applied for an Urban Libraries Council grant. And we heard today just from the people over there that it was very competitive and that there were a lot of library systems that applied, but they were selected. Their proposal was selected, so we're participating in this pilot through the Urban Libraries Council, it's an organization that many of us who have urban libraries belong to nationally. It's a really wonderful support organization for us. But I think that this pilot is focusing on libraries and local media. And it has a few different goals or emphases. One is just, the relationship between media access and democratic participation and trying to grow or extend that. It's also looking at how do we increase community involvement in media so that there's more representation, as well as just how do we make sure that people are getting reliable news because libraries are still in the information business. And we're very much interested in looking at information and media literacy as it relates to local news. So I just want to congratulate them. They're actually hosting a program this Saturday at the Coalition Space, and it's going to feature some local journalists, and it's a discussion about the current state of media, and it's challenging.
I
many
saw that,
challenges.
I saw that was being promoted.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be really good discussion, and it's sort of a kickoff to the project that they're working on. So I'm just really impressed with their initiative, and I wanted to mention that as well. And that concludes my report. Did you have additional questions?
I do. Wade retired, and I can't believe it was, he's 48 years, which he's only 50, right? Like he got a baby CDL, or, so what will happen? Are we keeping all the commitments that the Bookmobile has? or
Oh, I
what
really
will
appreciate
happen?
you bringing this up. Well, Yvonne isn't in the meeting. Yvonne is our manager at Valencia. But she's been really working hard to figure out what our coverage plan is going to be for the next several months. And our goal is to continue to cover the existing routes.
Good.
Working on that. We may have to come up with some alternatives because, so I just want to make sure everyone heard what Anna said. Are we finding somebody with a CDL? Because we actually don't. I think one of our staff is working on it or working toward it. In general, most library systems try to have bookmobiles that don't require CDL because it provides for more flexibility just in terms of how many different people can drive it. And we also know that our bookmobile is aging out. So Marisa has been working behind the scenes we're going to be developing some plans in terms of how to really support and expand the service. Because I think that just given our geography and given the communities that we're serving, it's incredibly important, and we want to make sure that we're putting as much resource into it that it requires, you know? And I think there's more, honestly, that we could be doing. Although, honestly, when I looked at Wade's route and I said, that's just one person, you know, having worked with a lot of mobile services departments, it kind of blew me away that he alone was sort of doing that. But I think we need to think about how to pull more people in. And
yeah, maybe that would be realistic. It's an enormous county. You know, it's like a state. And I think breaking it into smaller pieces, but yeah, he's like the, you know, ninja bookmobile.
His retirement gathering was really lovely. There were so many people there who've known him over, you know, from different periods in his career. So that was, and he even got serenade or this.
Yeah, he got serenaded by.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah, did an amazing song.
And I want to ask the official Mission Library ribbon cutting. Is it on the 13th or the 16th?
It's on the 13th.
The 13th, okay, good.
And if you're anticipating procuring an additional mobile library or replacing the current one that you have, they are very expensive. The ones that we just did in Ventura County, $250,000.
Yes.
And we relied heavily on our Ventura County Library Foundation to help us. And also, a lot of community support through.
I really appreciate you bringing it up. It takes a long time too.
Yes. Chat with me, I can have you coordinate with the county library director. But I saw the process from the very first one. It took years to get that one. We got a second one that's just for schools, and they are very expensive, but getting the community engaged and the funding that can come from particularly credit unions for some reason, they have been a great source of fundraising. I know Hughes Federal Credit Union is very big on literacy. They help to support literacy programs.
Thank you.
It does seem like the kind of thing that, I don't think we ever had underwriting on the vehicle. I don't know, but it is the sort of thing that, you know, somebody would jump on. Anyway.
Thank you for that.
there was just a couple of things in the last couple pages of the donations list that I couldn't figure out. Like if you go to page 42, all this stuff about janitor, Janco, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it was quite the same thing. TEP refunds, reimbursement for rekeying. I mean, I think that maybe that's just a mistake.
So there's maybe a incorporation of information that's not
From
supposed
some
to be
other
there.
place, yeah, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to check if anybody else noticed that.
Well, I appreciate you bringing it up. And
It's
we
great,
will-
I mean, it's great if TEP is giving us money, but.
We'll go ahead and make sure, we'll review it and make sure that we
Okay.
give you accurate information. Thanks for pointing it out.
Anybody else have questions or comments? Is there a motion to? Oh, is that Cam?
It is. I'm sorry I'm so late.
Hi, Cam.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
The federal
You're vice
government
chair
is-
now.
I am? All right. I'll have to tell the White House to stop with their shenanigans so I can be at meetings on time.
Yes.
Well, I'm honored to take on the mantle, so whatever I can do to help.
Great, and no July meeting, so in August, Anna will chair.
Yay! All right. All right. Well, congratulations and thank you for your service to date. I'm sorry I missed the first part. You probably discussed the library opening at Elias Mission. Can I get like 2 seconds maybe of what's up?
Yes, absolutely.
No, I'm asking what the status is.
I would let whoever knows the most about it.
Well, it's happening Saturday, June 13th, and it begins at 9 in the morning. We will have activities throughout the day. Did you have a question, Cam?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we'll have music, we'll have refreshments, we'll have the ribbon cutting. There's going to be activities for the different age levels in their areas. So yeah, and of course we're giving away some books.
Oh, nice.
Kids and adults too.
Are you gonna have speakers?
Yes. We'll have speakers. That's the first hour. The first hour is when we'll have speakers and ribbon cutting.
I know Cam, you had maybe wanted to say something at that opening.
I would love to. I would love to if we have time for it. But yeah, I know that Emily was very particular about who she wanted to invite to that. So I'm happy to say something. I would be honored, frankly. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a busy week, but I'm going on furlough, so I'm planning on doing a tour of some of our libraries while I'm not working.
Wow.
I was glad to see that Congresswoman Grijalva already visited the library. Will she be coming back, do you think, for that?
Unfortunately, she won't be able to. Yeah, but
Too many critical votes.
Yeah. She won't be, yeah, exactly, running from one building to the next. But there should be.
I'm sure she'll have someone representing her office.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So she stopped by, when was it, the Monday? I don't remember, it was a Monday, but yeah, we gave her a little tour.
She liked it, right?
Yeah.
So,
She loved
okay,
it.
yeah. Good work.
She loved it. She's very excited to
Yes.
see it.
Excellent. Thank you for the update.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to ask about?
No, I looked at the agenda. Everything looked pretty cool. Really awesome about the retirement party and all that other fun stuff. Yeah, the bookmobile is, I mean, so many of us have so many amazing memories of the bookmobiles. We were kids, especially us Gen Xers. But yeah, I'm glad that there's an effort to continue to expand its footprint wherever possible. Those CDL licenses are no joke.
Yeah, really. Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. We are adjourned. Thank you.